Hey, YouTube Rando here. So today we're going to do a full comparison on the UCO candle lanterns. 4 of them anyway. I don't think they make any more than this, but these are the ones I own, so these are the ones we're going to compare, and we're going to light them off and show them at the end. We just got to let it get dark outside. We're going to cover lumens, BTU, burn time, measurements, weight, candles used, cost of use, and what they're best suited for, and then we'll throw in some pros and cons on each, and at the end of the video I'll tell you what my favorite one is, and it'll probably surprise you. So let's start off with the micro here. You're looking at 15 lumens, 450 BTUs. Burn time, it ranges from 1 to 4 hours. If you buy the really cheap dollar store teacup candles, you're gonna get about an hour out of them. The regular UCOs are right around 3 hours, and they make the beeswax UCOs, they last about 4 hours. Measurement on this is it's 2.5 inches closed, and about the same width as the mini. Let's see, I don't have a width, so probably right around 2.5 inches, something like that. Weight on this is 3.9 ounces. It uses teacup candles, as I said before. Cost of use, you're looking at about, you can get 25 of the cheap 1 hour candles for about $1, and then you can get 6 of the 3 hour candles for right around $6, and that would be the UCO style candles. Best suited, this would be perfect for backpackers, campers, a home emergency kit, survival kit, bug out bag, etc. I do like this one. Pros, it's cheap to run. It has a protected globe here, so you can see it slides down into itself, so the globe's protected. And you can buy multiple accessories for this thing. I mean, a bunch of them. They make a lot of stuff for it. Cons, it can be hard to deploy. You see here, you hear that snap, and you think you're done. Well, look how crooked it is. You have to actually finagle this thing and get all of them 4 locked in together. So that would be my only complaint with the micro. There's not much to complain about it. Moving on to the mini, again 15 lumens, 450 BTUs. Uses the same candles, same burn time as the UCO micro. Measurements, it's 2 1/4 inches tall, 3.5 ounces, so it's actually a little bit lighter than the micro. Best suited, I think this would be best suited for like a home emergency kit, or a like if you do car camping, you know what I mean, not doing much hiking, stuff like that. It'd be great for a car or something like that, especially car camping. Pros on this, cheap to run. You can store extra candles in here, which this one stores 1 extra candle in the bottom of it. This one you can store, I think it's right around 5 teacup candles in the top of this thing, so you can store quite a bit. Cons, it has an unprotected globe. This globe's unprotected. They do sell a soft cocoon kit for it, but I feel a lot better having the globe slide down inside of the lantern itself and having it protected by aluminum. That just makes me feel better. So second con would be not a lot of accessories for this thing. They don't make a whole lot of them. So let's move on to the original, which is most people's favorite. You're looking at 20 lumens on this one, 1900 BTU, so quite a bit warmer. Burn time 9 to 13 hours. Measures 6.5 inches open, 4 1/4 inches closed. Weighs 6.4 ounces, so it's about twice the weight of the mini. Candles used are the 9-hour UCO candles and the 13-hour UCO beeswax candles. Cost of use, you're looking at about 3 for $5 on the regular, and 3 for $9 on the beeswax. The beeswax aren't cheap. And then they make a citronella candle as well, like this, that you can, that's about the same price as these regulars here. And this is the 3-pack that it comes in for $5. That's what I'll buy for it anyway. Best suited, backpacking, camping, home emergency kit, survival kit, bug out bag, you name it. This thing has a protective globe, and you can throw it in anything. And they also sell a soft cocoon case for it as well. Pros, it has a protected globe. and it has probably the most accessories you can buy with any candle lantern is going to be with the UCO original. Again, they make all of these in a lot of different colors as well, yellow, purple, all kinds of colors. So if you're not into the silver, I just got the regular silver polished aluminum. Cons on this thing: it's expensive to run. The 9-hour candles are expensive, and it only uses UCO candles. You can use other candles in it, but the good thing about the UCO is it's a special formula that kind of keeps the candle from the wax running. The wax actually evaporates, it burns off. Now you will have some runoff, don't get me wrong, like you will with any candle, but if you were to put a regular candle in one of these things, it would be a mess in the bottom of this thing when you were done. That spring constantly pushes up the candle as it's burning. There's a spring underneath it, so it keeps it up top, and all that wax would just run off to the sides and gum up your spring and everything down below. So there it is, opened. You can see this is the candle here. It has a little viewing slot on back, so you can see how much candle you have left. And you can see I use this one. Has a little bit of a burnt candle in there. It's only been burned for a few minutes, but it's a newer candle. Let's see, where was I? Yeah, only uses UCO candles. Now, let's go on to the beast here. By the way, prices on these, forgot to mention, micro, you're looking at about $10 to $15. The mini, you're looking at about $12 to $15. The original, $18 to $20, and the candelier, right around, you should plan on paying about $30 for it. $35 is, I think, what I paid, so upwards to $40. I've seen them as high as $40, so they're all over the place. The UCO candelier, now this is going to be your brightest one. It has 3 candles in it, and if you burn all 3 candles, you're looking at 60 lumens and 5,000 BTU, so this thing has no problem warming up a tent. Measures 8 inches by 4 inches and weighs 18 ounces. It's heavy. It's not a light lantern. Uses the same candles, cost of use as the original. Best suited, car camping. If you're going to be camping with this thing, you definitely don't want to be backpacking. It's going to be a pull up to your campsite type deal. But the best use, I would say, for this thing is going to be as a home emergency kit. There's a lot of pros for this thing, however. It's the brightest one they make. It acts as a small heater. You could actually boil water on this thing in a small cup, like a GSI cup, and you can store a lot of extra candles in this thing. You could store 3 on each side, and then you can store another 3 to 6 up top on top of these candles, probably 3. I would just put 3. So you could store a lot of extra candles in that thing and save some space. Cons are going to be, it's expensive to run, very expensive to run. You're going to burn 3 candles at one time, so look to spend about $5 for 9 hours worth of light on the regular UCO candles. If you're buying beeswax, you're looking at what is it, $9 for 9 hours. Yeah, about $9 for 9 hours on this thing. You can burn 1 candle at a time, but then you're going back down to 20 lumens and around 1900 BTUs. So kind of, you know, if you're going to just burn 1 at a time, you may as well just have this one and save some space. Another con is, you know, again, it only uses the UCO candles. It's ultra heavy. It's not near as light as any of these. Not a lot of accessories with it. They do sell some accessories, just not a lot like they do the original. And of course, again, unprotected globe. I don't even know if they sell a cocoon case for this one or not. They may or may not. I'm not sure. I will have to look into that, because we do want to start buying accessories for all of them. So I'll definitely look into that and see if they sell a soft case or a hard case for it or something like that to carry it in. Now, I'm going to tell you which one's my favorite one and why. And then we'll jump into the testing where we actually light these things off and see which one's brightest. Well, we know which one's brightest, but we'll just show you how bright they are. My favorite's going to be the UCO Micro, you know. Not the cheapest one. I believe this is the cheapest one. But this is my favorite one. Number one, it uses cheap candles. I can burn cheap candles in this thing, so cost of running's next to nothing compared to one of these. And it has a protective globe on it, so when it falls, it doesn't break. Now if I'd have done that with this one and it would have hit something, that globe would have broke. So I bought this one before I bought these, not knowing about these, and I was gonna have to buy cases for them and everything, so we switched all of them out with these micros now. It stores another candle inside of it. Now you can take this off, and they sell a jar about this size with a wick on it. It's an oil lantern, so you can put your oil lantern down in here, and they sell inserts for the original. It's just a tube the same exact size dimensions as the candles are, and it's an oil lantern. It essentially turns them all into oil lanterns. So the insert for this one is pretty expensive. I think they're like they're as much as the candle lantern. I want to say like $15 to $20, something like that. I'm not sure what the ones are, how much they cost for these, or if they're even actually made for these. I've just seen a lot of people use them on the micros. So the micro is going to be my pick. It's my favorite one. It used to be this one, the original, until I realized it's just too expensive to run compared to some teacup candles with the micro. Even if you buy UCO candles, it's still cheaper to run than these are. So, and the UCO candles, good thing about those, the teacup candles, is you can blow them out and relight them. Usually when you blow out a cheap teacup candle, the wick falls down in it and it just ruins the candle, so you may as well, it's a one-shot deal. You just burn the candle from start to finish. With the UCOs, you can actually blow them out and come back and relight them, so you don't have to use them all up at one time if you don't want to. So that's why this is my favorite one. Now we're going to let it get dark, and then we're going to test these bad boys and light them up and show you the differences. Alright, so we're going to start off from the smallest and work our way up to the biggest. This is 15 lumens on the UCO micro. This is 15 lumens on the UCO mini. $20 lumens on the UCO original. A little bit brighter. And here we have 60 lumens on the UCO Candelier. You can tell a huge difference between this one and the micro and or the original. So this one's definitely your brightest. Definitely puts off lots of heat. We're going to be doing some testing with this one. We're going to be doing some cooking on it, or boiling water. We're going to do a boil water test on it, and then maybe try to heat up a can of chili or something on it and see how well that goes. So be looking out for those videos coming up soon. That's going to be it for this one. Thanks for watching, YouTube.